Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. Today, my Vorkath guide. Also known as the Money Dragon, Vorkath is an undead dragon living in a desolate island north of the Lunar and the Fremenic Isles called Ugnio, or something similar to that. You know that RuneScape pronunciations are pretty weird. This is one of the bosses you have to fight during the Dragon Slayer 2 quest, and after this adventure, Vorkath becomes available to fight with much higher stats and can be camped for amazing GP per hour. Finally, Vorkath can be killed on a Slayer task under the Blue Dragon category, but more about the Slayer task later. If you guys enjoyed today's upload, a subscription with notifications on would be really appreciated, and don't forget to join the Discord to interact with our amazing community, and of course, just in case you have any further questions. The only hard requirement for this boss, like I said during the introduction, is full completion of the Dragon Slayer 2 quest. And since we are fighting a dragon, some form of Dragon Fire protection is also needed, but more about that coming right up. As long as you have finished this quest, you can go inside to test your skills. For the minimum gear, I will include items that are an absolute must for at least one kill. For the recommended one, I will have items that will give you a better chance at killing multiple bosses per trip. And for the maximum gear, I will obviously show you the best possible items you can wear for your best DPS output. Since we can kill Vorkath with both melee and ranged, I will show you 6 sets of setups you can use, obviously 3 for each style. And then you can mix and match according to what's available to you. Before we get into the gear though, what levels do I recommend for this? If you're going for a melee setup, you may be able to get away with base 70s for the bare minimum weapon we will talk about, and for ranged, a bare minimum of 61 may do the trick. For prayer, get at least level 70 for piety, and if you are going to farm Vorkath more consistently with ranged, rigor is an absolute must, especially if you are going for the minimum route, so get level 77 prayer for that one. For your minimum melee gear, some key items are a Zamorakian Hasta and an anti-dragon shield, because basically dragons and especially Vorkath are weak to stab. Follow that up with a Nessie Helm, an Artie Cloak 3 or 4, an Amulet of Fury, a God Blessing, a Fighter Torso and Obsidian Legs, Barrow's Gloves, Guardian Boots, and finally a Berserker Ring. The only time I will mention this is that by bare minimum, I mean that this is just the bare minimum to have an okay experience in whatever place we are talking about. Technically, you can come in here with a bronze dagger and like bronze armor, go at it, but you know what I mean. For a chunkier outfit, it would be a great idea to upgrade pretty much every single item on the list, and we will go for the following setup. A Serpentine Helm, a Fire Cape, a Salve Amulet Enchanted and Imbued, a Dragon Hunter Lance, Bando's Chestplate, Dragon Defender, Bando's Tassets, an Imbued Berserker Ring, Dragon Boots, and finally Ferocious Gloves, which aren't super expensive nowadays. For your absolute maxed gear, we will upgrade just a few items this time, and the full setup will look like this. Torva Full Helmet, Infernal Cape, Salve Amulet Enchanted and Imbued, Rada's Blessing 4, Dragon Hunter Lance, Torva Plate Body, Avernic Defender, Torva Plate Legs, Ferocious Gloves, Primordial Boots, and finally an Imbued Berserker Ring. For the melee setup, I take the following items with me. You can copy it and then adapt it to your needs, but I find this to be the perfect setup for a minimum of 6 kills per trip. You can try a Dragon War Hammer or Dragon Claws for your special attack, and if you don't wear a Serpentine Helm, take 3 doses of Anti-Venom Plus for Venom Protection. Now let's jump into ranged and follow the same format, showing you different setups and then their respective inventory. For the bare minimum gear, I recommend we have either Black or Blessed Dragonhide, Avis Accumulator until you get the 50 Vorkath kills for an Assembler, an Amulet of Fury, Adamant Ruby Bolts Enchanted, a Rune Crossbow, an Anti-Dragon Shield, Snakeskin Boots, and finally an Archer's Ring. Once you have either a bit more GP and a few kills under your belt, we can upgrade our gear to the following. Void Armor consisting of the ranged helmet, top, bottom, and gloves, an Avis Assembler, Salve Amulet Enchanted and Imbued, Dragon Ruby Bolts Enchanted, either a Dragon or an Armadillo Crossbow, a Dragonfire Ward, Blessed Dragonhide Boots, and finally an Archer's Ring Imbued. Last but not least, for the absolute best ranged gear, we have a few upgrades all around. Stick to ranged Void Armor, but this time you are going to upgrade it to Elite Void after completion of the Hard Western Diary. Also get the Avis Assembler, Salve Amulet Enchanted and Imbued, Dragon Ruby Bolts Enchanted, a Dragon Hunter Crossbow along with a Dragonfire Ward, Big Asian Boots, and finish that off with an Archer's Ring Imbued. The inventory will be a bit more clogged this time around, but for the safe approach, this is perfectly fine. Again, you can adapt it to your needs and maybe take less potions for you to pick up all of your loot, and especially if you're not doing the melee special attack at the beginning of the kill, you can just get rid of all of the melee items and focus on more food. Now, it is extremely important to mention that although you can't kill Vorkath on a blue dragon task, if you wear your Salve Amulet, the bonuses are not going to stack with a Slayer helmet. I don't really know the reasoning behind this other than maybe that combination might be a little bit too powerful, so just keep that in mind. I would personally stick to the Salve Amulet and the Serpentine helmets, or get a better helmet along with anti-venom potions if you are doing it with melee. With your gear and inventory ready, it is time to see all of the options available for us to get here. Like I said before, Vorkath can be found on this tiny island north of the Lunar and the Fremennik Isles, and the only way to get here is through a boat in the Relica docks. For that, the best way to get here are Fremennik Boots 4 for unlimited teleports to Relica. You may also move your house to this region and use home teleports to get there. Or, if you have 99 construction, teleport to this portal with your cape. Finally, you may teleport to the Lunar Isle and go back to Relica by clicking on this on the bank, since it was recently buffed to be much faster. For Runelite users, which is like 90% of the community, there are no Vorkath specific plugins, and you can honestly get away with using none whatsoever. But one plugin I find very useful is ground markers for us to mark a few important tiles on the ground. Since we're on the topic, let's go over them right now. I love camping this tile when killing Vorkath, and when I am standing here, these vertical tiles are how far away the zombie scorpion can spawn. I mark the 3 separate tiles right in front of Vorkath for me to move if a fireball is coming. The back row of 5 tiles is for me to know how far away I have to walk back for the melee Wook's walk. And finally, these 5 tiles are for me to know where to stand for the blowpipe Wook's walk, just in case anyone wants to do this. I say this because I'm personally not a fan of it, but I will still show it to you for the sake of this video. Let's now look at the mechanics, and to be quite honest, after the Corrupted Gauntlet guide, this will be much easier to follow. So, Vorkath will do 6 normal attacks, and every 7th attack will be what's known as a special attack. What are these? Let's check them out. For the normal attacks, Vorkath can cycle through the following: a magic attack that simply looks like blue fire, a ranged attack that looks like a grey ball with a few bones that kinda looks like Vorkath is vomiting one of his victims, an orange fire attack that simply counts as dragon fire, a dark green fire attack that will inflict venom if you're not protected, a purple fire attack that will turn off your prayers, a big red fireball he will throw up in the air, and for which you will need to move at least 2 tiles away, otherwise you're gonna get 1 shot. If you are only 1 tile away, you're still gonna get damaged by quite a bit, so just move 2 tiles away. And finally, a melee attack if you're obviously in melee range. For the special attacks, we have 2 of them, which will happen every 7th attack. The first one is known as the acid attack. Vorkath will lower its head and then raise it up in order to spit out acid all throughout the arena. If you step on the acid pools, you will be damaged by a small amount, and this will heal Vorkath for whatever amount you got damaged for. Along with it, Vorkath will shoot small fireballs at you every tick or 0.6 seconds, and these are way more lethal since they can hit up to 40s, at least in my experience. For your first few kills, it would be wise to just walk on the safe tiles, but later down the road, maneuvering around the safe tiles as you attack him as he's shooting the fireballs will be essential for faster kills. The second special attack is much simpler. He will throw an ice spell at you, freezing you in place, and will spit out a scorpion-looking monster that will start running towards you. If you're wearing melee, you have to wear your Slayer staff with Crumble the Undead auto-casted to one-shot it. Or if you're using ranged, your magic bonus won't be low enough, so you can just cast the spell on it to kill it. If you don't do this in time, it will walk up to you and explode, dealing a big chunk of damage for up to 60. Once you master all of these attacks and are able to kill Vorkath comfortably, once it reaches 0 HP, he will just lay there for a bit, and you can poke him again to wake him up and go for another round. Just make sure to pick up your loot in case you die, which it might happen quite often. I have almost 2000 KC, and I still die to him every now and then because I'm not paying full attention. So that's pretty much it about the mechanics, and it is now time for me to show you a full kill with both melee and ranged in that order. I will go over what I'm thinking and of course showing you the crucial Wook's Walk for faster kills. So, here we go. Alright, Scapers, I'm gonna show you how to kill a Vorkath with melee, and it is basically my favorite way of doing so. Now, once we are here, I'm going to drink my Divine Super Combat Potion, go ahead and drink the Extended Super Anti-Fire, and your quick prayers are going to be Magic and Piety. Unlike ranged, you don't really need to swap them, because if I don't have my Dragon Fire Shield or anything, then with the Avernic Defender, with just this one, I'm still gonna take a lot of damage. So that's exactly what I want to do. Drink the Anglerfish and then do this, because, well, obviously we need one empty inventory spot for the Bandos Godsword, and here we go. Quick prayer, special attack, and let's see, can I get nice special? 33, it's not gonna be too bad. Right, so I normally just camp on this tile because I don't know, I kind of like doing that. So whenever you have the fireball, you know, just go ahead and do that, and yeah, just careful with the melee. Now, one thing I should explain is that if you're running low on supplies, right, you can actually stay behind. And let me see if it's going to do the special attack. Yes, sir. Perfect time to explain the poison mechanic, right? So it is going to do this, and then you go hit, back. As long as you do this, whenever your character turns around, and then whenever it does the animation for attacking, boom, walk back, and you have to click every 2 ticks, okay? This first and only demonstration is probably, like, not going to do the trick or, like, do... or I guess justify the kill or whatever. But you can actually rewatch it, go ahead in slow motion, and you see that I click Vorkath 1 tick, and then 2 ticks later, I click behind. Now, what I was going to tell you about walking behind... Oh my god, dude, that's actually almost the max hit, by the way. There you go. That's both of these special attacks shown in 1 kill. And I equip my Slayer staff, because then otherwise I don't really have high enough magic bonus. And yeah, that's going to be quite annoying if you don't actually do it. Reactivate prayers when you do this. And as you can see, Vorkath also has a melee attack. So if I stand back, right, it is not going to be able to hit you with melee. And since you are mostly protected with magic and with Dragonfire, then these are not going to really be that dangerous, I would say. So look, so you go 1, as soon as you see the animation, walk back. As soon as it turns around, walk back. So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Remember, I'm doing this with Mexican ping, so if I can do it with Mexican ping, then you're gonna be just fine. As you can tell, the damage is going to be slightly... I mean, it kind of feels slower than ranged, but it's just because with ranged you have the Ruby Dragon Bolts, and yeah, that one is kind of interesting. So, like I said before, yeah, just walk back if you're running kind of low on supplies. It's not really going to be able to hit you with melee, and it's going to be quite nice. Let's go ahead... Oh, yeah, okay. Like, just one more hit for the kill, and you're not even going to do that, okay. Interesting, so let's just go ahead and hit the Vorkath one more time. Just one more hit should do it. Give me a 30, baby. Give me a 30. Nope, okay. Hopefully one more. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it. So hopefully that was good enough demonstration for the melee kill. Like I said before, if it was too fast, or you know, because I'm kind of excited to talk about this, then you can actually either rewatch it slow motion, or you can watch any of my Vorkath streams, because I actually do that a lot, and you can see the exact timing for the melee kill. And yeah, it is now time to go for the ranged setup, so let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, Scapers, it is time to look at a ranged guide. Now, I haven't done this in such a long time, so let's go ahead and pray that this goes according to plan. I start with the special for the Bandos Godsword with the melee helmet, Infernal Cape, of course, Bandos Godsword, and we are going to pray both magic and piety. I'm also going to take my dose of Super Combat Potion, and we are going to start. My quick prayers are going to be ranged and rigor, because after you're done with that, whenever you start killing Vorkath with ranged, it is much better to do that, as you're going to be protected from super anti-fire, and yeah, your Dragonfire ward is going to play a key role in it. Alright, so let's drink the Divine Bastion Potion, let's drink this one, and off we go. Can I get any GLs in the chat? Alright, so we attack Vorkath, number 1, boom, easy game, and then we swap to it, do the 66, that's so insane. Alright, remember I still have the COVID, so yeah, that's gonna be cringe. Right, that's attack number 2. We're waiting for attack number 3, and by the way, sorry, for attack number 7. Go ahead and drink the anti-venom, that's gonna be number 4. And I'm gonna get ready to walk just in case... Oh, wait, attack number 4, interesting. So, go ahead and look for those special, or I guess save tiles, and there you go, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I mean, I think you needed to do 12 for the combat achievement, but that's okay. Once you're done with that, well, let's just go ahead and do that. Oh my god, a nice and juicy special for 69, dude, that's insane. Whenever you go down below 50 or like 40%, I would say, careful, the fireball, 50, 40, 30% HP, it would be a great time to switch to your Diamond Bolts. That's going to be quite insane. I think right now would be a good idea, just like switch them there. And there we go, that's perfect. Those are both of the special attacks done. Let me go ahead and do this. Boop. And there we go. Because your magic attack is not too low at that point, you can just go ahead and grab the zombified spawn and just like peace out. There's a ranged attack, so not a lot of problem there. Careful with the fireball, and as long as you do this properly, as you can tell, since this is the second demonstration for the kill. Let me go ahead and do this. Since this is the second kill demonstration, and by the way, if you are new to this, I much recommend just go ahead and walk through the save tiles in the poison phase, because it's going to be a lot easier. Once you have a great, I would say, gear, setup, mechanics, and everything, you can just go ahead and do this, both with ranged and melee. And if you want to rewind, you want to go ahead and see how much damage I did for the blowpipe. It's really not a lot, but again, it's going to be pretty nice. So there you go. How much, wait, that was a 148-second kill. That was actually pretty decent. So yeah, there's the blowpipe special. There's what to do with your prayers, your inventory. And then every time you do that, then obviously go ahead and switch to your melee setup, poke the dragon again, and that is going to be very nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this ranged kill, and let's go ahead and check out the rest of the video. Alright fellas, that was pretty easy, right? Now, a small set of extra tips to make your experience here much better. If you want faster kills on average, you can potentially restore your special attack energy at your POH after every single kill, but the time it takes for you to get there with even the Fremennik Boots 4 will pretty much even out in the process. So realistically speaking, you can just stay here for the entire trip. Whenever Vorkath throws the acid attack, the tile right next to the entrance will always be a safe tile, just in case you are looking for the combat achievement where you cannot be damaged by special attacks and you want to play it safe. If you're killing Vorkath with melee and you want to take less damage, you can walk away from him between hits to avoid the melee attacks, since it's pretty accurate and you will be able to stay for a few extra kills. If you get frozen during the ranged kills, cancel your attack by clicking on the floor. That way you're not going to accidentally hit Vorkath again, and you will be able to attack the zombified spawn right away. If you don't do it and you attack Vorkath while invulnerable, chances are the Scorpion might potentially get to you, dealing massive damage. I also recommend drinking your anti-venom potion after you get hit by the venom for the fire protection to last a lot longer. And finally, I recommend eating or drinking potions as soon as you get frozen or right after killing the zombified spawn, since you can't attack Vorkath anyway, and this will be much better than eating mid-kill to avoid wasting ticks. Alright Scapers, for the final part of the guide, we have what makes Vorkath extremely attractive, and it is of course the GP per hour and the drops. As of the time of making this video, every Vorkath kill on average will be around 150k GP. But if you get gem tips or Wrath Talisman drops, this will take this number down massively. Overall though, drops are pretty nice, and this is not really gonna happen too often to hinder your numbers. For unique items, we are looking at a 1 in 50 for a Vorkath head, which you will get one guaranteed at 50 kills, a 1 in 65 for an elite clue scroll, a whopping 1 in 1000 for a dragon bone necklace, followed by two 1 in 3000 drops, being both a Jar of Decay and the pet Vorki. And last but not least, we have two 1 in 5000 drops, being both the Draconic Visage and the Skeletal Visage. The latter one being the most expensive drop on the list, with a price tag of almost 20 mil, again as of the time of making this video. With his normal drops though, you're not really gonna have to worry too much about uniques unless you are looking for the pets or anything in specific. Ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed and that you learned something useful, and maybe even got inspired to start camping Vorkath for amazing GP per hour. I want to give a massive thank you to all of my channel members for supporting the channel, obviously, and an absolute massive congrats to Hey Jacob RS for being the first 1-year member on the channel. You have no idea how much I appreciate all of your guys' support, and I hope to keep providing amazing content for you in the future. If you want to support this channel further, you can click the join button below to see all of the cool perks and the benefits you can get from your monetary pledge in the videos, in the live streams, and of course in the Discord. Now, this will be the final video in July, so at the time of scripting and recording this video, I don't know what I'm gonna upload for the next one, but whatever it is, I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I hope you have an amazing week. Alright, hopefully you guys are looking forward to it, and I will see you then. Peace.